Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum dears. We will be discussing ethnic conflict. It is a form of conflict in which the objectives of at least one party are defined in ethnic terms, and the conflict, its antecedents, and possible solutions are pursued along ethnic lines. The conflict is usually not about ethnic differences themselves, but over political, economic, social, cultural, or territorial matters. Ethnic conflict is one of the major threats to international peace and security. Conflicts in Balkans, Rwanda, Chechnya, Iraq, Indonesia, and especially Israel, the West Bank, and Gaza Strip are among the best known and deadliest examples from the late 20th and early 21st centuries. The destabilization of provinces, states, and in some cases even the whole region is a common consequence of ethnic violence. Violent ethnic conflict leads to tremendous human suffering. What is ethnic identity, ethnicity, and ethnic group? The term ethnic and ethnicity have their roots in Greek word ethnos, which describe a community of common descendants. In ethnic conflict research, the term ethnic group, communal group, ethnic community, people, and minority are mostly used interchangeably. Two elements provide the basis to identify ethnic groups. First, the accentuation of cultural traits, and second, the sense that those traits distinguish the group from the members of the society who do not share the differentiating characteristics. Ethnic communities show signs of solidarity and self-awareness, which are often expressed by the name the group gives itself. Ethnic identity is formed by both tangible and intangible characteristics. Tangible characteristics such as shared culture or common visible physical traits are important because they contribute to the group's feeling of identity, solidarity, and uniqueness. As a result, the group considered, pursued, and real threats to its tangible characteristics as risks to its identity. If the group takes steps to confront the threats, its ethnicity becomes politicized, and the group becomes a political actor by virtue of its shared identity. On the other hand, ethnicity is just as much based on intangible factors, namely on what people believe or are made to believe. To create a sense of solidarity among members of a particular ethnic group and to exclude those who are not members. Some ethnic groups have identities with deep historical roots, whereas others do not. And some groups have static identities where others have dynamic identities. The concrete expression of ethnicity and its propensity to lead to violence and warfare depends on the context. Ethnic identities are adaptable to and activated by unexpected threats and new opportunities. Ethnicity cannot be politicized unless an underlying core of memories, experience, or meaning moves people to collective action. Several factors contribute to the salience and intensity of ethnic identities. Indisputably, the strongest factor is war and violence. First, the history of common efforts, stories of sacrifices for a common goal, and memories of human suffering create strong connection among the members of the affected ethnic groups. Similarly, if a group experiences economic, political, and cultural discrimination, group cohesion tends to increase. Second, a group ethnic identity is stronger if mass literacy is achieved. Literacy allows elements to identify to be stored in writing, which means that historical and cultural narratives can reach a mass audience and stay the same over time. Even if ethnic identity lies dormant for some time, it can be revived. Finally, the identity of non-immigrant groups tend to be more pronounced than the identities of immigrant ethnic groups. While immigrants often assimilate, non-immigrant minorities generally adhere to their traditions, especially if they are easily distinguished from the rest of the society by tangible traits such as physical markers. Ethnic conflicts spread in two ways. Diffusions occur when an ethnic conflict in one state stimulates conflicts in another state with similar conditions. Successful movements provide images and moral incentives that result in motivation and mobilization of other ethnic movements in similar economic and political conditions. Escalation effects occur when a conflict in one country spread across borders into a neighboring country in which an ethnic community or minority has its kinfolk. That usually involves the engagement of new foreign fighters who are employed by local elites. Ethnic conflicts may start out as intrastate disputes, but they become regional or international crises when foreign powers get involved. Neighboring states, regional powers, and international powers are often overwhelmed and unable to deal with international consequences of ethnic conflicts. However, in many cases, those external actors are not passive victims of ethnic crises but actively pursue their own agendas and interests. Foreign sympathizers and diasporas can contribute substantially to a group's cohesion and mobilization by providing financial, military, political, and moral support. External actors in some cases play important role in inflaming conflicts or prolonging violent struggles. Opportunistic inventions to gain military, economic, or political benefits take advantage of conflict-affected states and contribute to the conflict. At the same time, international involvement can be crucial in preventing and settling ethnic conflict. The international community plays a role in negotiating, organizing, and supervising ceasefires and peace agreements, investigating past human rights violations, implementing the provisions of peace settlements, conducting peace operations including humanitarian, military, and economic assistance, imposing arms embargoes and economic sanctions, and providing mechanisms that build confidence and capacity and support peaceful means of solving future disputes. Neighboring states and international community can thus be victims of the troubles in the region or active contributors, sometimes deliberately, in other cases unintentionally. By providing military, economic, or political support to ethnic groups or by engaging in negotiations and peace implementations. Regional instability is as much a source of ethnic conflict as it is a consequence. This was a brief discussion of what ethnic conflict is, how it arises, and how it is solved by the efforts of international and national efforts. Thank you so much.